to Still Here, Still Trying. Your host, Mike Baker, is back. A few days late, a little sun-kissed, and somehow managing to make leadership look like island living. He and his wife, Kellie, just celebrated 26 years of marriage in St. Thomas and St. John. They rented a small dinghy out of Cruise Bay, chased the light across the water, and played songs from his new album Human First while the waves kept time. And yes, even on vacation, he found a way to keep things moving, running a board meeting from a Jeep parked on Megan's Bay. Rum punch, ocean breeze, and just enough Wi-Fi to prove you can lead from anywhere. He's home now, rested, grateful, and ready to share the heart behind Human First. Here's Mike Baker.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Still Here, Still Trying. I know I'm a little late this week, but you know what? That feels pretty on brand, doesn't it? This is episode 17. It's called Human First, and this one's pretty special. I just got back from St. Thomas and St. John, where Kellie and I celebrated our 26th anniversary. I love that lady so much. She's amazing. We had a great trip. And this trip gave me a lot to think about: the ocean, the laughter, the stillness, and it helped me finish the new album I've been working on also, called Human First. So in this episode, we're going to talk about where that record came from, the quiet moments that shaped it, the people who inspired it, and what it really means to lead and live with compassion in the world that feels divided. We're going to talk about faith, kindness, Amy's heart, carrying the flame, all of it. Now, if you're new here, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit follow, leave a comment, share it with someone who might need it. That helps more than you know, and it's the best way to keep this little corner of light growing. All right, well, let's get into it. As I said, this is episode 17, and it's called Human First. St. Thomas, St. John. There is a kind of silence out there that doesn't exist anywhere else. It's not empty, it's alive. You can feel it humming under the surface like the ocean's version of a heartbeat. While we were on the trip, we rented this little dinghy from Dockside Dinghy out of Cruise Bay. You guys should check them out. It was nothing fancy, but it was exactly right. It was just a small motor, a cooler. We had lots of sunscreen and no real plan. They give you a map and they say, good luck. And that's the beauty of it. No schedule, no agenda. Just let's see where the blue takes us today. We'd look out and follow the color, the kind of blue that changes every few minutes: turquoise, green, clear as glass. The kind of water that makes you forget everything that ever felt heavy. It was so beautiful out there. We drifted through coves that felt like secrets. Another day we went up to Maho Bay and to Trunk Bay. The first day we were in these beautiful mangroves that were on the other side of Cruise Bay. And the sun was just out there over the water. The air smelled like salt and coconut. And the world just slowed while we were out there. The only sounds were the motor, the wind, and the kind of laughter that happens when you finally exhale. My sister-in-law, Amy, said, Mike, where's your speaker? I forgot to bring the speaker. So I pulled out my phone and, while we're out there, I played a few tracks from this new album I've been working on called Human First. And it was so cool. The music just kind of floated out across the water, soft and imperfect. And somehow that just made it better. It wasn't about the mix or the volume. It was about feeling those words in the right place. It was so beautiful. And one of the things I just love, I saw for a minute there where Kellie was just kind of leaning back on the bench seat. Her eyes were closed and she was just smiling. And it was that kind of smile that says, we made it here. And I realized that for all of the time that I spend building things, planning, pushing, that right there was the goal. That moment. There's this thing that I believe, and maybe you do too, but I think that music leaves energy wherever it's played, that it soaks into the walls, the air, the ground, the water. I think every song leaves a fingerprint. So if you're ever out there somewhere between St. John and a reef without a name, maybe you'll hear a faint echo of Human First riding on the waves. That day reminded me of something that I keep forgetting. Peace doesn't mean that everything's fixed. It just means the noise stops long enough for you and your heart to catch up. And somewhere out there, floating on that impossible blue, I caught up with myself, with my wife, with the reason that I keep trying to make things that matter. I think that's what the ocean does. It clears the static. You can't hear your doubts over the sound of something that big. You just remember who you are. And for the first time in a long time, I could hear mine again. When I got home, that quiet has stayed with me. The calm, the space, the sense that people were just people again. Nobody cared what you did for a living down there. Nobody was shouting, just small kindnesses. Strangers helping each other dock, laughing over drinks, sharing sunscreen, whatever. The kind of small humanity that feels almost radical now. And that's what my new album, Human First, came from. That feeling, that simplicity. Now, I've been working on this album for a few months, writing, shaping, building it track by track. And I don't know if you guys know, but usually I have like 3 or 4 albums in motion at once. I'm working on my Christmas album. I've got several others out there. I have a couple that I've done that I haven't released. Welcome to ADD, ADHD, Mike Baker brain. But I usually have a bunch of these all in motion at once, and they're all in different stages. Songs being written, mixed, rewritten, scrapped, rebuilt. I think it's just kind of the chaos in the best way. But this one, this particular album, Human First, it kept pulling my attention back. Because every time I tried to drift into another project, this one would speak louder. And so I felt like I need to get this one done. I need to get it out into the world. Because look around. The political climate right now is brutal. It's divisive. It's exhausting. It feels like compassion has an expiration date, and it doesn't feel like people are listening anymore. They seem like they just are waiting to argue. And honestly, that scares me. It scares me as a leader. It scares me as a dad, as a husband, and yeah, as a human being. Because at home, outside the noise, we are all just trying our very best. We're paying our bills, we're worrying about our kids, we're showing up for work, we're loving the people we love, trying to make sense of the world in front of us. We're not that different, even if the world keeps selling us the idea that we are. So that's what Human First is about. It's me trying to push back on the division with something honest. It's not perfect, it's not polished like all of my work. It's human. It's me. The title track came out of one of those everyday moments. Standing in line at the grocery store, watching strangers talk like it still mattered. People holding doors, making small talk, being kind for no reason at all. Nobody asking who you voted for, nobody scoring points. Just people trying their best. And it hit me. Maybe the most radical thing we can do right now is remember that we belong to each other. Human first, before the names, before the labels, before the blame, hearts all beat in the same verse. We're different, but we're human first. That line, hearts all beat in the same verse, that is the heartbeat of this album. Because if you strip it all away, the sides, the noise, the pride, that's what's left. The sound of being human. One of the things that kept surfacing while I was writing this album was how quiet real compassion is. We live in a world that celebrates noise, opinions, hot takes, and outrage. But the love that actually changes things, it's never loud. It's gentle, it's patient, and it's steady. And that's where a really special song came from. This one's called Stop Making Amy Cry. I actually wrote that one while we were on our trip. Amy is my wife's sister, and she's amazing. There's nothing better than watching Kellie and Amy together. The way they laugh, the way they tease each other, it's that sister rhythm that fills every space they walk into, half conversation, half giggle, and all heart. They bring this energy that feels like home. And the whole week was like that. Laughter, sunlight, long boat days, island music drifting through open windows. But if you know Amy, you know her heart never takes a break. Even in paradise, she feels the pain of the world. Every night when things got quiet, she'd grab a little bag of food and head out to feed the stray cats that live around the villas. Didn't really tell anyone. She didn't post about it. She just went. Like it was her responsibility to make sure that they were okay. And the funny part, I'm not really a cat guy. I never have been. But one night, this little black cat came walking out of the dark like he owned the place. Amy crouched down, she started talking to him softly, and he just melted. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting on the ground too, handing the cat some food. And somehow I fell in love with that little black cat. And that was all because of Amy. That's who she is. Her empathy doesn't have an off switch. It's if something's hungry, she feeds it. If something's hurting, she feels it. And if someone's losing faith, she'll try to give them some of hers. I remember sitting by the pool one night watching her do all of that, this quiet act of care under the island sky, and I thought, we shouldn't live in a world that makes people like Amy cry. And that line hit me so hard, it became the song. She still believes we can be kind in a world that's lost its mind. That's Amy, that's her heart. She still believes in kindness even when it breaks her. She still believes in people even when people don't deserve it. And it breaks my heart to see her cry. Because if someone that good is hurting over what we've become, maybe that's our warning. So yeah, Stop Making Amy Cry isn't just a song. I think about it like it's a prayer. It's me saying, let's do better. Let's make the world a place where people like her don't have to carry the heartbreak for the rest of us. Let's make the world a place where Amy doesn't have to cry. No more hate, no more fear, just simple, steady compassion, the kind that actually reaches people. And that same spirit runs through another song on the album called Working Hands. That song is for people who hold the world together when no one's looking. The teachers, the nurses, the janitors, the drivers, the clerks, the parents, all of them. Working hands, they carry the load, holding us steady as the world turns slow. It's about the hands that keep everything from falling apart. The hands that don't ask for praise, they just show up. And again, that's the heartbeat of the album, Human First. It's definitely not about sides or politics or trying to win the argument. It has to be about the quiet work of compassion, the kind that happens while everyone else is busy shouting. And maybe that's what this album really is, a reminder to protect the people like Amy, the soft hearts, the quiet helpers, the ones who still actually care. Because the truth is, they're the reason that this world still stands. I've always believed that faith, when it's real, doesn't need a microphone. It's not supposed to be a performance. It's how you live. It's how you treat people when no one's watching. And that's what the other song on the album called If Jesus Walked Today came out of. It started as a question that I couldn't shake. If love itself showed up on our streets right now, would we even recognize it? I wrote most of that song late one night after scrolling through too much anger, too many people using God as a weapon instead of a guide. And I just thought, if Jesus really walked among us today, what would he think of all of this noise? Part of the song goes, would he hold the sign? Would he kneel and pray? Or quietly mend what hate decayed? That lyric, it hit me hard because I think that's the answer. Jesus would mend. He'd listen. He'd feed. He'd hold the hand of whoever everyone else forgot. And I'll be honest, this part's been sitting heavy on me lately. These videos coming out showing immigration raids and ICE operations, families being zip-tied, kids terrified, people crying in parking lots. It's so hard to watch. It's hard not to feel like something's gone off course. Look, I know we have laws. I know we need order and safety. That's not in question. But the way it's being done right now feels wrong. It feels too harsh. Even people you wouldn't expect. Folks like Joe Rogan this week are calling it out because it's not about politics anymore. It's about humanity. And when I see those clips, I think about the Jesus that I know, the one that I try to follow, and I can't imagine him zip-tying children. I can't imagine him treating fear like it's a crime. I think he'd see those faces, the scared ones, the hungry ones, the ones caught in between, and he'd see people first. He'd feed them. He'd hold them. He'd still call for justice, but he'd do it with compassion. And that's the faith that I believe in, one that doesn't flinch from truth, but refuses to lose its heart. We need leaders that are going to lead like that. We can't have people yelling from the highest levels at this other way, this hatred, this fear, leading with this let's go get them mentality. Not let's love them, not let's figure this out. We have problems. We do. We really, really do. But fear being pushed on us never will be the answer. Love is always the answer. Look, we can still have laws and still keep our humanity. We can protect our borders without losing our souls, and we can be safe and still be kind. If compassion costs us nothing but pride, then that's a trade worth making. Here's one of the lyrics from the song. It says, love your neighbor, love your foe. That's the seed he'd make us sow. That lyric, that's the assignment. It's not about being right. It's about being real. It's about remembering that mercy isn't weakness. I posted something on my page just as a thought experiment this week. It talks about what if we paid teachers the amount of money that we were paying ICE agents. Just what if? What would the world look like if we actually invested in our kids, in our future, by supporting teachers, by doing the best that we can? Like investing in that. If we invest in our kids, if we invest in our health, if we support mental health, imagine what kind of a world that we live in. I think that's what that song's all about. So when I'm creating that song, I'm not thinking about religion. I'm thinking about humanity, about how we can walk through a divided world and still be the kind of people who choose compassion first. Because maybe the holiest thing any of us can do right now is stay kind when the world gives us every reason not to. The last song on the album is called Carry the Flame. It's the one that brought everything full circle for me. I wrote it thinking about all the people who've come before us, the ones who refused to let darkness have the final say. People who stood in the storm and said, no, this isn't the end. We keep going. When I was a kid, my dad used to tell me stories about leaders who didn't just talk about change, they lived it. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that real leadership isn't about power. It's about light. It's about being the person who keeps showing up when everyone else walks away. Carry the Flame starts quiet, just a single guitar line and a heartbeat rhythm, and then it builds. By the end, it's this rising call to keep the light alive, to honor the people who carried it before us, and to pass it on to whoever comes next. Through every storm, through loss and shame, carry the flame, carry the flame. That line came from watching the world bend but not break, watching kindness reappear when you least expect it. My favorite part is watching the people in the frog costumes just being there, being peaceful, dancing, celebrating, and then the other side of it, there's the ice agents and what's happening. I mean, if you had to create an image of what the world feels like right now, that's it. Now we've got to find our space. Every time someone does something good when they don't have to, that's carrying that flame. The song calls out some of the people who did that in real life. Lincoln, Eleanor Roosevelt, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Mandela. People who chose courage over comfort. People who took hits for doing what was right and did it anyway. But it's not just about them, it's about us. About what we do with the time we've been given. Because history isn't just written by the famous. It's written by the consistent. By the quiet helpers. Like Kellie and Amy. The brave hearts. The ordinary souls who decide that dignity matters. That song was my way of saying the light never dies. It gets passed down. From hands that worked. From hands that broke but kept going. From one generation to the next. Carry the flame. Let mercy lead. Plant the tree like living seed. That lyric, let mercy lead, that's what it all comes down to. Mercy. Grace. The idea that compassion isn't something we outgrow. In leadership, in art, in family, whatever space you move through, someone's watching. Someone's learning what light looks like because of you. That's the weight and the gift of carrying the flame. It's somebody recognizing that they were doing something wrong, that they weren't spreading light, and changing their path. I've talked to several of you over the last couple months that have done that. You've seen what's happening, you've seen what your actions are doing, and you've come around, and you are now carrying the light. You know who I'm talking about. Keep carrying the light. Look, it doesn't have to be big or loud. You don't need a platform or a title. You just have to keep believing that kindness still matters and act like it does. Because the truth is, every one of us is holding a torch right now. And what we do with it decides what kind of world we leave behind. When I think back on that trip, the water, the laughter, the quiet nights, I realized it wasn't an escape. It was a reset. Coming home after something like that feels different. The noise is still here. The meetings, the headlines, the deadlines. But it doesn't live inside me the same way anymore. That trip reminded me that peace doesn't wait for permission. It's already here. If you slow down long enough to notice it, you're going to find it. It's already there. For me, Human First is the sound of that reminder. A way to say out loud what I needed to remember. That we are still capable of grace. That we can still be kind, still be brave, still believe in one another, even when the world tries to convince us otherwise. I thought a lot about that on the flight home. How easy it is to lose sight of what's real. How you blink and months go by and you've been chasing things that don't fill you. That week in St. Thomas slowed everything down long enough to see what actually matters. The people, the laughter, the small acts of good that go unnoticed but keep the world standing. That's the stuff that sticks. And I think that's what Human First really is. Not a political album or a sermon, but a love letter to humanity. A reminder that before anything else, we belong to each other. Every song on it, from Neighbors Not Enemies to We All Bleed Red to Carry the Flame, it points back to that truth. That what connects us is stronger than what divides us. That light can come from anywhere, and it doesn't have to ask permission to shine. I came home lighter, not because anything got easier, it didn't, but because I remembered who I am and why I keep doing this, why I keep writing, why I keep leading, why I keep believing. The goal isn't to fix the whole world, it's to make your corner of it a little kinder, a little softer, a little more human. And that's where I'll leave you tonight, right on that edge between hope and honesty. Because after everything we've talked about, the ocean, the songs, the faith, the compassion, I still have one more thing to say. It's something a little more personal. But I want to end this one a little differently. I've been thinking a lot about what it means to keep showing up, to keep creating even when you're not sure who's listening. And I'll be honest, I love what I'm doing right now. My work at Heritage Health, the music, the art, this podcast, it feels like the truest version of me. Like maybe everything I've lived, every loss, every lesson, every late night of writing and wondering, all of it's led here. I really do believe that I have something good to offer the world right now. Something honest. Something that might make things just a little bit better. But I'm also feeling stuck. Some days it feels like I'm pouring my heart out into a void. Like the algorithms reward everything that I refuse to be. Angry, divisive, fake. And I can't do that. That's not me. That's not what this is. My lyrics, they come from somewhere real. Yeah, I use AI tools to help build the sound, but every word, every idea, every heartbeat is mine. It's how I process the world. It's how I try to bring light to it. Look, I'm still learning guitar. I'm still working on singing. I'm terrible. It's so hard. But I'm still growing as an artist. But these tools help me bring the light forward now, while I'm still figuring it out. And I want to keep growing, keep learning, keep creating. But I can't do it alone. I heard another musician say something that hit me hard. He said, your friends and family rarely become your biggest fans. Not because they don't love you, they do, but because they already know you. They see the human, not the artist. They cheer for you, but they don't always know how to share you. And I think that's where I'm at. I know I'm loved. I feel that every day. But love doesn't always amplify. And right now, I need amplification. I need help reaching people who haven't heard this yet. The ones who might need it most. Many of you listen to the podcast and you share that you like it and you enjoy it. And, I sometimes feel like, it's just people being nice. Like, oh, there's Mike over there doing his thing. That guy's crazy and whatever it is. But I'm doing this to be real. I'm doing this to help. And I know that I am helping. I've had so many people reach out and feel that connection. I was looking at a map the other day of the world and where my songs have been played. And there's something so cool to me about seeing this map, how this goofy Mike Baker guy that everybody can easily write off. Songs I've created, art that I've shared, has spread across the world. The map is lighting up, and there are people listening to it, and there are people reaching out. And if all I can do is just spread a little bit of sunshine to a little bit more in the world, that idea just excites me. It makes me so happy. So I'm asking for your help. I don't love asking for help, but I'm doing it. If this podcast means something to you, if a song ever made you stop for a second and feel something, or if you've heard me talk about this stuff, but you haven't actually gone to your streaming service and liked my music and listened to my music and connected with the lyrics, please, just take a second and do it. Give me your feedback. Tell me I'm this crazy batshit guy that doesn't know what he's doing. That's cool. That's feedback. I love it. But I know that there's lyrics in there that are going to touch your heart and they're going to brighten your day. So if you believe that the world needs more messages like this, please help me. If you believe that the world needs more divisive media, hateful messages, well, just go on doing what you're doing, because that's what's going to spread. We have to change, we have to come together, and we have to find space to amplify the good. We have to break the algorithms and share the good that's in the world, because that's what's feeding us right now. We're being fed all of this anger and fear and hatred and divisiveness. Like, that's what we see. You open your social media, that is what you see. Negativity, ugliness, and it's what drives us. It's what the algorithms are feeding us. We know with the research, we know everything that's happening, that the algorithms feed on this fear, division. It's just dividing us. So the only way to break through it is to share about it, to post about it, post about the good things, post about this podcast, post about my songs, post about other people's songs, post about other things that make the world better. Share that, amplify it, get it out there to the world. Share those things. Let's shift the algorithms and let's feed and nurture our souls with the good things that are happening in the world. We can drown out the noise. Light always wins. Light always wins. And all we have to do is share that light. We can't keep it for ourselves. So please just take a second. Please share it. Share it with 5 people. And just send a quick message. Hey, check this podcast out. This guy's crazy, but he has a big heart. Post about it. Look, just social media. You see all these things out here. I'm sharing them. Just hit like, add a comment, and share it. It's really easy. It takes 10 seconds. Tell someone. Talk about what we talk about in the podcast. Say, hey, I was listening to this podcast the other day, and maybe the world isn't so terrible. Here's a guy talking about it. I mean, even Joe Rogan's shifting around, and Joe Rogan's got the biggest voice out there right now, and he's saying, guys, we are in trouble. Let's listen to these voices when they're there. Okay? So tag the podcast, tag the music, start a conversation. Please help me get this message to people who don't even know it exists yet. I don't have a label. I don't have a marketing team. I have you. And maybe that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Community carrying something good into the world. I don't want to chase fame. I just want the work to reach the people who need it. Can we save one more person this week, today? Can we save 100 people this year because they heard a hopeful message? They heard a lyric that made sense, that brought them back from the edge. Isn't that worth it? Isn't that something that we should be doing in the world today? And if it's not my stuff, find other stuff. Share it. Share the light. Share the good. I believe in what I'm doing. This strange, beautiful mix of art, sort of faith, leadership, and hope. It's not about mainstream, but it's meaningful. And I think the world is starving for that right now. So again, if you've ever felt like you belong here, if you've ever thought, yeah, this is the kind of voice we need more of, please help me keep it alive. Because I really do believe the world still wants light. It's just forgotten where to look for it. So that's the end. Sorry for being on my soapbox for a minute there. Thanks for hanging in there with me. But thank you for being here. Thank you for believing. And thank you for helping me keep trying. Because I'm still here and I'm still trying. Still human first. Have a great week. All right, everyone. Thanks again for hanging with me for that episode. I'm going to send you out this week with the title track called Human First. And also, I'm going to add in the description a link to the t-shirt for Human First. Wouldn't it be so cool to walk around and see lots of people wearing this t-shirt with the beautiful phrasing on the back and just a call to all of us to remember to stay human first. All right, enjoy the song. Check out the album. The full album releases on Spotify on the 18th, and it's on SoundCloud right now for all of my super fans. So go check it out. Let me know. Send me a text, give me a call, send me an email, leave me a message. Give me your feedback. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, enjoy the song. Have a great week.
Walking slow down my own street, strangers smile when our eyes meet. Doesn't matter red or blue, I see the same light shining through. At the store, we stand in line, trading jokes to pass the time. All the noise fades when we speak. It's kindness we all really seek. Human first, before the names, before the labels, before the blame. Hearts all beat in the same verse. We're different, but we're human first. On the news, the anger's loud, but it's not the voice of the crowd. I see neighbors helping hands. Love is stronger than the plans. Human first, before the names, before the labels, before the blame. Hearts all beat in the same verse. We're different, but we're human first. We want peace, we want grace, we want hope in every place. Left or right, we all rehearse the same song, 'cause we're human first. Human first, before the names, before the label, before the blame. Hearts all beat in the same verse. We're different, but we're human first. When the world feels torn apart, love still lives in every heart. Hold on tight through the worst. Together strong, we're human first.